Okay, so let's talk about how this class is set up. So first of all, information about me. My name, Dr. Kevin Wanklin. I like to go by Dr. Wanklin if you can. People call me Wanklin, people call me Wank, whatever you need to do, but that's usually what I go with. Okay, email kwanklin@ksu.edu, going to be the primary way to get a hold of me this semester. Make sure ME 513 or Thermo is in the subject line, and try to write professional emails. A lot of times I see these emails that look like texts. They don't have they don't say Dr. Wanklin. Can you talk to some information about the exam tonight? And they sign their name. That's what I want. A lot of times I might just get a statement or a part of a statement or it's texting language. I want you to try to practice your communication skills by writing good professional emails. My Twitter is at Dr. Wanklin. You can add me if you'd like to. Sometimes I post something that may be of interest to you. That's something that's in your, if you do use Twitter, you can do that. And Syllabus has my social media policy, which basically says I'll add you as a LinkedIn friend, or LinkedIn contact, but won't add you as a Facebook friend or anything else until after you graduate. Because you know what happens? I learn too much about you when I get on those other social media things. I learn a little bit more about my students than what I want to. My office hours, or any time that you want to have one-on-one contact with me because of COVID-19, are going to be via Zoom. And so I have a personal Zoom link, ksu.zoom.us. my/Kevin Wanklin. And you can get on that without needing to schedule an appointment. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday from 2:30 to 3:30, I'll automatically be on there ready and waiting for you. Other times, you can schedule a meeting and I'll get on there and meet with you. Okay? My cell phone number. My cell phone number here is going to be 785-587-7946. Please program that into your phone. Have that available. Use that. Feel free to text me. That's a great way to get in contact with me. Don't hesitate to use it because you think I'm some fancy professor. I'm just a dude. I have a phone. I live in a house. I want to help you out. The Thermo team for this semester, I'm going to have a graduate teaching assistant, which her name is Jennifer Riley, and she's going to send this welcome video out for you. She's going to have office hours, and they're going to be posted on the syllabus, which I'll show you in a second. We're still working out the details about that. Those office hours will be virtual via Zoom. I also have an undergraduate teaching assistant. His name is Nathan Dykman. He will also have some office hours. They're going to be working with you in tutoring if they need to. They'll be doing grading for this class. Jennifer's also going to be, she's interested in going into academia, so we're going to have some opportunities for her to actually get in front of the class and do some lectures and do some help sessions, so she can have the opportunity to see how this works, maybe find out if this is what she would like to do for a job when she gets done with her PhD. So feel free to reach out to them to ask them any questions that you might have in addition to contacting me. Okay, so let's talk about the Thermo team. The Thermo team is going to be, my GTA this semester is Jennifer Riley. Jennifer is a PhD student. She's worked with me before. She's interested in possibly exploring the area of academia, so I'm going to mentor her a little bit and have opportunity for her to teach some classes, maybe do some online lectures, maybe do some in-person help sessions so she can get a feel for kind of how this would work if she was in charge. And then I also have an undergraduate teaching assistant. His name is Nathan Dykman, and he's going to be working with me as well. Both of these assistants will be doing some grading. Both will have some office hours, and you can find those on the syllabus. They'll have their office hour times and when they're available. But they're there to help me and assist you if you have questions about this course. Now, I have a class schedule made up, a detailed course schedule that talks about what we're covering every day of the week, so you know kind of what to be prepared for if you'd like to read ahead. Also tells when all the exams are. That's also available on Canvas if you'd like to see that. I want you to note that this lecture, like I'm doing right now, will always be recordable, recorded and be viewable for the entire semester. I want to emphasize that because that's one of the things that students said, hey, I don't know, I missed the quiz, I can't see the lecture anymore. You can't get the points for the lecture because you missed the day that it was posted, but you can always watch it throughout the whole entire semester if you'd like to. I also know that there's a OneNote class notebook for the notes that I do in class. I'm going to do the notes in using Microsoft OneNote, and those will be updated real time and put on to a class notebook site, so you can watch those, you can annotate those notes, you can do what you want with those notes, but those are going to be available for you to watch, your access whenever you like them. Let's talk a little bit about Wiley Plus. Okay, so Wiley Plus is how we're going to use a textbook this class. And you've probably used Wiley Plus, or you might have used Wiley Plus for another class. You're going to have to purchase Wiley Plus's access for this book. It's like buying a book for this semester. It's designed for the 9th edition. It's going to be integrated completely into Canvas, and like I said, you have to purchase some sort of access. There's 3 purchasing ways to purchase: either just Wiley Plus alone, or you have some Wiley Plus with a loose leaf version of the text. There's lots of different things that you can purchase if you'd like to. That's up to you. There's no, when you log in or you click on any Wiley Plus link, it's going to ask you to purchase. You have to make that purchase in order to be connected to the class. It's where all your homework assignments will be. Has a lot of great extra content for you to look at. Has solved example problems. It has lots of things that are beneficial for you as you're reading along. Okay, and so I would like for you to use that as much as possible, not just for a place that gives out homework, but also for all the resources that Wiley Plus provided for you. And it's tied in directly into Canvas. Once you earn points in Wiley Plus, that'll be deposited into your Canvas gradebook. So like I said, log on to Canvas, click a Wiley Plus link. You either need to add a new account or log on to an existing account, and then click your purchasing option and then pay, and then you'll be linked up there. Now there's one option which you can take a 14-day trial if you'd like to, but that will expire, like I said, in 2 weeks. If you're having some financial issues and you can't do that, let me know. I can work with you, see if there's something that I can do to help you through that. Okay. Students generally liked Wiley Plus. They thought it was a beneficial thing for them to use in class. One thing I like about it is I can give the same problem to every member of the class, and it will give all students different values for that problem. I shouldn't say all students, but it will have maybe 10 different numbers that go with that specific problem. So you might work with your neighbor on the same problem but have different numbers, and this will allow you both to make sure that you are doing the work yourself, copying. You're not copying your friend, you're actually working through the problem with your friend. And so that's one thing that I like about it on the teaching side of things. Okay, so you might want a physical textbook though, because Wiley Plus is all online. Now you can purchase it through Wiley, like I said, but I also say you can find any version of Fundamentals of Engineering Thermodynamics by Botner, Bailey, Moran, and Shapiro, and you can buy that, and that's what we need. So anything from the 4th edition to the 9th edition. Of course, the 4th edition was made back in 1998, and so it might have some older references. But the 9th edition is current. It's what we currently use. Okay. The one thing you will need, even if you go all online, I want you to have a physical copy of the appendices to use on exams. We're going to be using appendices a lot, so this is what I want you to do. Here's my printed copy of the appendices, as you can see here. It is I printed out the PDF that I posted there on Canvas. If you can see this, it's all printed out in black and white. Didn't do anything color, just printed it out front and back. And then I put a black back cover on it, and you can be any color you want to, but a hard plastic back cover and a clear plastic front cover, and then I coil bound the side. And this cost about $4 to do at a copy center. I think that's the best thing to do for the appendices. You won't need this right away. You'll need this coming up around week 3, week 4. You're going to need the appendices. And the reason why I give these requirements there, that I want it coil bound and plastic front and back, is because you're going to be using this a lot. And I find that 3-hole punching pages end up magically disappearing from there and causing you to have a lot of problems. This is the most durable, reliable method that you can find to have your appendices. Okay, you need to have a physical copy for your exams. Now, Wiley does create their own appendice-only copy for older textbooks, and so that you can buy that if you want to. You can go on Amazon and buy one of these, or you can just use an old copy of a text. That will also work. The appendices for that will work as well. Some sort of hard copy of the appendices for the exams. Now, I've worked with the publisher. One of the reasons why you'll see my name on the acknowledgments of this of the book is because I've worked with the publisher to try to get things to be more cost-effective to you and handier for you when you're using Wiley Plus. And one of the ways I've done that is through this printable appendice only version of it. So I hope you take advantage of that and get that ready. Don't put it off to the last minute. Try to get that worked on now rather than wait until the first exam is coming up. Now let's talk about how I'm going to assess the class. There's two ways I'm going to assess the class, okay? And we'll talk about how those ways work right now. The first is the traditional assessment, like you have any class, 100% total, 5% comes from lecture quizzes, 13 comes from homework. Each exam is worth 20%, and then something called the HEC, which is 2%. So watch the HEC. The HEC is the high exam credit. So what I'm trying to do here with the HEC is I'm going to look at your exams, exam 1, exam 2, exam 3, or the final exam, and I'm going to find out which exam has the highest score. The highest exam will get a credit of 2 percentage points more. It will be worth 2 percentage points more. A little way of rewarding how you've done well on exams. So once you bank that, it gets in there. You'll notice that there's an asterisk here with the homework. Homework category will consist of options that students can choose to create their total homework score. So let's just say you miss a homework and you want to make it up. Well, I have some things called alternative assignments. And those alternative assignments are kind of like ways, they're kind of extra credit, but I call them alternative assignments that you can earn points to put into that homework category if you like to make up your points. And that's what I'm trying to mention there with that asterisk. Now, the other way I'm going to assess this class is with the exams only version of it. Maybe you don't like to do lecture quizzes, maybe you don't like the high exam credit, maybe you don't want to do homework at all this semester, but you will take the exams and you do well on the exams. I will grade you on the exams only, exam only version of this class. So what I'll do is I'll take all your exams divided by 400, and that's your exam score. If you get an A on all your exams, if you average an A on your exams, you'll get an A in the class, even if you get a 0 on your homework. If you average a B, you'll get a B, and so on and so forth. Now, what I'll look at is which method, traditional or exams only, provide you with the highest letter grade, and that will be your grade at the end of the semester. You don't have to choose which way I'm going to assess you. I'm going to assess you with both ways, and then pick which one that I work with. About 2% of the class, 3% of the class ends up going with the exams only version when it comes down to it, but that's 3 or 5 students that it really helps, okay? I just don't want the homework or lecture quizzes to hurt you. If you know the material, it will show up on the exams, and that's kind of how I feel about those kind of things. Okay. Now the grading scale is pretty standard: 90, 80, 70, 60. I don't round up from 89.99. 89.99 is the highest B that you possibly can get. I do that for many reasons. I'll talk about that a little bit later, but it's a pretty standard and strictly enforced grading scale. I want to let you know that in mechanical engineering, a D is considered a passing grade. We don't have 2 failing grades, D and F. D is a passing grade, so that's what I'll work with. If your department has another rule that you must get a C or better, then you have to work on that rule in this class. Now I have some other information over here that talks about exams. We'll get to that in just a second. Okay. But first, before we get that, we're going to talk about homework, which will be our next segment.